Hi, this is Ruth from Homestead, and I am out in the food forest on this gloriously very drizzly day, and it is the perfect weather. The rain just kind of feels refreshing, and it's soaking into the ground really good. And I just got done weeding out my strawberry bed yesterday, and I decided that I'm going to tackle one of my bigger projects that I have for this fall, which I have several. There are several. One of which I didn't have to do. My husband did, and it was lovely. He made a brand new door for me. That was my birthday present. It was a beautiful birthday present. I have not been able to go through this door for 2 years, 3 years almost. I don't know. It's been a long time. I've had my bee house in front of it. I've had fencing in front of it. I've had my watering can in front of all these things because I had a chicken that was continuously finding new ways to get through that broken down door that I had and getting into my food forest. And I love chickens, but I don't love them in my gardens because they make really big dust bowl areas, and they peck at all my new plants, and they eat all the strawberries, and they're not my favorite. So today, let me show you what I'm doing. I have a bed that was pretty much just weeds. You can see this big pile right here that starts right here and goes quite a ways up. If you want to see what it looked like here before I started weeding and realized I should probably be videoing this, it's just a huge amount of bee balm that's about as tall as I am, and grasses underneath, and it's beautiful but not useful. So what I really want to do is make this into a big long bed. I have the hardware cloth right outside the door that I was using to keep the chickens out, but now that I have a door, I can use it for what it's supposed to be used for. And I'm going to make kind of a tiered bed here. And I don't know, maybe we can plant potatoes in it or something like that. But I want another bed to plant vegetables in. And that was the idea from when I redid the garden in here, the annual garden, was I was going to turn this into a bed as well. But then the bee balm took over, and I just loved it so much. And I was tired, and I was pregnant, or I just had a newborn, and I just wasn't ready to be dragging heavy wood and doing chainsaw work and screwing and hammering and digging and hauling and moving and whatever. It was hard work before, and it's going to be hard work again, but that's okay. I'm not afraid. And then the bee balm was just so beautiful, so beautiful. And I hate taking plants down because every area that you have a large group of plants, especially like this bee balm bed that I had with the grass under it. Oh, can you see my quail? I do like having quail in the food forest. So I've got maybe 4 quail running around free range in the food forest. There is a fence around my food forest, so they can't get out. And it's about a 7-foot fence. And I think if they wanted to, they could fly out, but they're just so happy in here that they haven't tried to, and they're living their best life. So every time you have a big expanse of weeds and bee balm and other herbs that I had growing in here, there's a microclimate, or no, that's not the word that I want to use. The word that I want to use is an environment of critters. Oh, I'll think of it eventually. Okay, anyway, so there's insects, and there's probably snakes going through, and then there's all sorts of living animals and critters in here, making their egg sacs and making their homes and eating the bad bugs, and animals making nests. And it just creates a very nurturing environment. It balances out the ecology of the garden. And so I didn't want to mess with that. But I want to use this as a bed. And I've got plenty of other areas in the food forest that are kind of doing their own thing. And I let the bee balm just kind of go everywhere that it wants to. So this is not the only area that there's bee balm. I have a big bed of it over by the raspberries too. So it hurts a little bit, but it'll be really good in the end. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this out. Okay, here is my swath of free land. It's not like detailed, weeded out, because I'm going to put that hardware cloth down. And then I've got these, which is, I do believe, a fruit tree sucker coming up. And considering how there's 3 of them, and then there's a couple right next to the base of my plum tree right here. This is my Santa Rosa plum back here. You can see the blue band on it. So I'm thinking these are suckers, which is kind of cool. One of the big projects of this fall is going to be taking everything that's in the second food forest, or I guess I should just call it an orchard, because up there it's not anything but fruit trees. It's just fruit trees. So it's more like an orchard up there. And we're going to be transferring them down to the field. And I've got a couple of trees that have, I'm getting dirt all over my face. I have a couple of trees that have put out suckers that I'm going to remove the suckers and put them out in the field with the rest of the fruit trees, because sometimes the sucker trees actually do better than the variety that they're grafted to. They might not taste as good, but sometimes they taste great. Sometimes they taste fine. Sometimes they're great if you add a lot of sugar to them. So we'll see. It doesn't hurt anything to just try and see what comes about. And it's nice to have a few trees in the garden, even if they're just for pollination purposes, or just knowing that they're the super hardy kind where if nothing else produces, at least you got something, even if it's not your most high quality fruit that you've got from all your different plants. So we're going to be doing that. And then I got to get wood for these beds now. I'm just going to go for it. I didn't plan on doing this today. I think I'm just going to go for it. I'll grab some planks and yeah, okay. Okay, so I got the wood in. I just got to get the chainsaw now and the screws and the drill. And I guess the stapler too for the hardware cloth on the bottom. And then we can get rolling. So here's my lovely door. This is the lock. You kind of swing it up and move it back. And then here's my lovely sign that my mom gave me for my birthday. I still have not cut off these, but I need to. I love having a sign on my door. It completes it, I think. Okay, so I got some of these stakes put in, and I realized I don't have enough stakes. I need like 10 more stakes. Also, I was able to cut one board and then just a little bit of the next one, and the chainsaw ran out of battery because I don't like to charge it when it's not completely empty. So I didn't know that there was only just a little bit of charge left in it. So we're gonna have to wait until tomorrow, make some more stakes. The chainsaw will be charged up by then, and then I'll be able to get to it. Also, my cute little baby man is running after the ducks right now, and I'm just gonna go chase after him and watch him. So it's rare to be able to get a project done all in one day when you got a little one. And I'm just really excited about what I did get done, and now I'm excited to hang out with him. So until tomorrow. Okay, so I'm back out here this morning, and I got more stakes. I got some of the sides up, and I got some of the boards cut. I got my hardware cloth, and I'm realizing that I need to get those sucker trees out now because they're kind of in the way. It's going to be a lot more difficult to get them out once I put this bed in. Also, I probably should have given myself more room for a path around here, but I don't mind squeezing through if I get more garden space. Oh man, okay, so I just got done, got all the stakes in, and now I'm gonna roll out the hardware cloth, staple that to the bottom, and and then I'll put all the weeds that I've been weeding out of the garden, I'll put those on top of that, and then I'll probably empty out one of the chicken coops and put a bunch of manure on top and let that compost down and grab some fresh soil in the spring for this. And I'm definitely going to want to put hay on top of the manure. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, there we go. We got that done. I still need to screw in some of them, but I ran out of screws, so I'll do that later. Okay, so I set the hardware cloth in, and I stapled it to the sides all along, and it's one great big piece. And then I cut little pieces to go in between to kind of keep it from washing out too much. So this is a pretty steep hill, and I just screwed them into the sides on top of the mesh, and hopefully that will keep the beds in somewhat decent shape. Now I'm going to take all the weeds that I've been pulling from the garden everywhere, and I'm going to put them in here, and then I'll start cleaning out the chicken coops. It's not a very pretty bed. It's rough, but that's okay as long as it works. And this wood, this is really thick wood, and it's going to be really sturdy. So I'm not worried about this falling apart or anything like that. But maybe now we can have a full bed of potatoes. And then I can start and put a bed right here. And that's where I'll put my garlic, perhaps. We'll see. And here they are with all of the weeds. I have so many weed piles that I've got piling up around the food forest. This was a great spot to be able to put them. They're going to compost really fast. In fact, a lot of the piles that I picked up that were a few days old were really hot already from composting. So, and then I'm going to put a big weed barrier on top of this over the winter. So I'm not too worried about them going to seed or anything like that. Guinea zoomies. Okay, so that is done, except for the manure, but my little boy is ready to go in. He's been playing with his little tractor and watching the guineas, and he's done now. And I do need to go make dinner. So I will do that tomorrow or something, or some other time. In the meantime, I will also continue to weed and add to these piles, because they are going to compress very quickly as they dry out and the sun hits them and they get rained on and stuff like that. I'm so excited because now I have another option to plant potatoes. I put the screen down underneath so I don't have to worry about voles. It is so much easier to start a bed like that than dig out a bed, replace it, and then fill it in again. So much easier and so much faster. So this is literally like a day's worth of work. And now I can have potatoes, garlic, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, it's gonna be great. So you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have a absolutely wonderful day. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. And if you want to share this video, that would be even more amazing. And then that's about it. Stay blessed.